Hey there YouTube, this is Elite Master bringing you a video review. Today I'll be taking a look at the high-grade Gundam Revive in the Universal Century. This is number 190 in the Universal Century line, and the first kit released in the high-grade Revive line. Very fitting, considering that the original version was the first kit released in the HGUC line, and as you can see it is the Guncannon. And this thing is fantastic. Now then, let's get right into the review. As you can see, he's molded in a very nice plain red. It's not a very exciting red, but it's still nice looking. Exactly what you want in the Guncannon. He has a nice gray instead of that weird, like, dark bluish gray that the original high grade was molded in. Has yellow pieces right here and right here in the chest, and his head is molded in white, or like an off-white, with a nice clear green visor in there that's very, very bright looking. And there's no stickers underneath there. No stickers at all on this kit. Like, I wouldn't expect any. The only one on the original high grade was the eye. But, yep. And he looks fantastic all around. Every little bit of detail looks amazing on this guy. Now then, let's get into his articulation. His head at the base of the neck is on a hinge that can go up that far, and his actual head has a bit of a like divot cut into the back of it so that he can look up super high on the ball joint there and up there, so you can get some really nice forward looks going, so when he's crouching he can fire his cannons, which are on hinges to move up and down. His shoulders are on a polycap ball joint that pulls outward and can rotate and wiggle around on that joint. His arms can go out that far. Can rotate if you don't pop off the joint on the arm. Very stiff joints on this guy. Can rotate, double jointed elbow, ball jointed wrist, and he's got this really weird setup in the chest where it's one of the polycap ball joints normally for the torso, but it's set into a piece that's facing this way on the torso, so it plugs into like the front, so that you can get a very nice ab crunch going here, and a little bit of side to side there. And then the rest of the waist is set on a ball joint that's set a little farther back on the waist than normally is. So it's got a weird combination of placement of joints, but it's the same joints as every other modern high grade that's got this polycap setup. Now then, his front skirts are molded together. You can separate them, and his side skirts can move out and rotate a bit. Can't move out all that far because of how high up they go. And he's got some hip action here. His hips can make him move forward, back, in and out, rotate. He's got a really nice deep knee joint, and his foot is on a simple ball joint that has a hinge in the toe, so he can go forward that far. And the tilt's only about that much. Not great on the tilt, but gets you enough that you need. And another great thing about this kit are the seam lines. There's hardly any. The only noticeable ones that are any problem are on the shoulders here, on the backpack right there, and on the guns, on the cannons right here. Everything else, on the back here, I guess, if you wanted to get rid of that too. But everything else is really nice, like the whole thigh armor is one solid piece. Same with the forearm and the bicep pieces. See, this kit's very good with its seam lines, its colors, and its articulation. Now, let's get on to accessories. As you can see, it's got these two holding things hands, and it does come with two open hands that are slightly angled on the ball joint, so that you can get the pose that the Guncannon's always seen in. I'm going to lay down, look forward, and fire my cannons pose. Very effective at that. Or if you just want him to be like, hi. And he, of course, does, leave this hand off for a minute, pull your hand apart. He comes with his beam rifle, which is a very nice beam rifle. I always liked the design for the Guncannon beam rifle. It does have a piece for the scope that slides out like that, and the scope is a yellow piece. Don't have to paint that, not like with the original. And it just fits in the hand, very snug. It's not going to go anywhere. And the hand will slot in, and there you go. And let's give him his holding hand. Whoops. That's the only problem I have with this kit, is the looseness of the ball joints on his shoulders. But then again, most of the modern kits that have those ball joint shoulders have loose problems of them falling out. And there we go, he's holding his beam rifle. And he looks fantastic. This kit is great. He's got amazing articulation. Look at that, look how easily he was able to pull off the kneeling pose, whereas the original one was a pain in the ass. He's got amazing articulation, he's got exactly all the accessories he needs, there's nothing else. He has no stickers, great color separation, and overall just a nicer looking kit. And I don't have the master grade, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is probably the best rendition of the Guncannon that we got. Right now, anyway. Definitely in this scale. Now then, let's compare him to the original HGUC Guncannon, the very first in the line, and you'll see a world of difference. This is the original Guncannon from the HGUC line. This is the one from the Victory pack with the gun tank and the Gundam, but still the same. And as you can see, just from like a roundabout, he's just much better proportioned. His head's smaller. I always felt like the Guncannon's head was too big on the original one. The cannons are larger, they're more imposing, and just overall it has a better look. And also this thing's hands were bad. It was the peg hands. They just pegged into place, and you can only get that. And while this thing was still really good when it came out, considering it had the double jointed knee, all that, this was still a really good high grade when it came out. And if you ever find one, considering how cheap they are, if you're interested, pick one up. But this is the definitive gun tank to own in this scale. It is the first kit out of the high grade Revive line, and it's certainly set a standard. If all the other Revive kits aren't as good as this, then I'm going to be severely disappointed. But that's it on my coverage of the Guncannon. Oh wait, one more thing. He does come with a sheet of little decals. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. 108, 109, and 203 in small and large numbers for your decaling needs, depending on which gun tank you want this to be. And that is it. And I'll see you all at the next video.